Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the South Range Coaches Corner right here from Giangelo's on 224 in Boardman. My goodness, man, this place is jamming. It is packed. Thanks to Frank and Lynn for allowing us to invade every Tuesday night. What do you got? Got a fly over there?
I got some gnats.
Some gnats?
Yeah, I'm probably too sweaty.
Oh, now they're over here. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
David Rach joins us, the head football coach at South Range. Let's give it up for David Rach, ladies and gentlemen. The 1-0 South Range Raiders coach. Is that too loud for you? You good?
No, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Are you really? Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
I take this off. I'm good. Go
We'll
ahead.
adjust. All right, so from your standpoint, 1-0, it's always nice to start with a victory over a rival. Springfield is one that goes way back. For you, is that one of those moments where you have to have a motivating speech, or I mean, do the guys just kind of know what to do?
No, I don't think the guys require a motivational speech of any kind. I'm probably guilty of, the game means a lot to me, so I probably get maybe a little bit more jacked up before that one than most of them. Just it feels like it takes forever to get here, and it's a game that we all look forward to, and I know it means a lot to both communities, and I think our kids and I definitely take a lot of pride in trying to win a rivalry game against them.
I guess the best question is, did you have a chance to kind of look around? I mean, that place was packed, kind of like Giangelo's is tonight, but
yeah.
Even on Springfield side, I mean, we know they travel. They travel extremely well, but to have that and take that in and not have your head probably hustling and bustling, because last year this time it was your first head coaching experience, so there was a lot of stuff going on. Did you have a chance to take it in, and what was it like?
I did. I actually looked back right before the opening kickoff, and it was really cool. You could see the stands were packed, and over on the patio area, there's people overflowing and kind of on the hill. So I try to do that every week, just to kind of take it in and take a deep breath. But obviously, just really appreciative of all the support that we get from the community, and I think again, it just is a testament to how much that game and how much that rivalry means to both communities.
Offense started fast, right? I think 4 out of 5 of the first drives we scored on, missing a field goal to make it perfect 5 for 5. For you, you saw a lot of potential, right?
Yeah.
But there was also a lot of opportunity to improve. There was a lot of penalties, which I know you are not one to stand for. So talk to me about what the conversation was like Friday night, Saturday morning.
Yeah, I think, first game of the season, is always some nerves accompany, the game. And I think our guys are excited. I think you can see they're going to play with emotion. And I think you have to kind of take some of the good with the bad, as far as if we're going to be aggressive and we're going to play the style of football that we want to play. Inevitably there's going to be some calls. I thought there was a couple tough calls that went against us. And then, the frustrating part to me were the penalties that, again, are unforced. And I know our guys are working hard to clean it up. We're working hard to clean it up. It's something that we talked about. It's not sustainable, and it's something that we have to get fixed, immediately if we want to keep, finding ways to have success. But, I don't want that to overshadow a lot of the good things that we did either. I thought our kids played really hard, and they made a lot of really good plays, and I thought they played the game the right way, which is kind of, what's important to me.
Well, playing the game the right way, I mean, that means being able to have that sportsmanship, which we always see at South Range, being able to help kids up and not kind of rub it in their nose in it. For you, better than anybody the South Range way. When did you learn that? How was it adapted? How are you continuing in this age of, okay, it's a bragging game, it's a showmanship. I mean, you see it on video games, you see it in the NFL, the college ranks now. How do you keep things disciplined on your team and make sure that they know that, hey, this is who we are. When you wear that burgundy and gold, this is how you represent your community?
Yeah, I mean, I think, first of all, it's the Raider way, right? It's the way that I've always grown up watching us play, and all these guys whose parents and uncles and, whatever else played here, they've all kind of seen the same thing. So, we're trying to do it, in the classiest manner we can. There's also kind of a fine line, right, where you want to play with emotion, and I don't have any issues at all with us celebrating with our teammates.
Yep.
Right? And especially when it's organic and it's kind of spur of the moment, and our guys are excited about playing the right way. That excites me, and I think that we can build some momentum that way. Obviously we don't want to celebrate on our own. We don't want to have some kind of, I don't know, I guess fake celebration.
Sure.
Right? But we want to handle ourselves in a first-class manner, and I think one of the reasons why South Range has been successful for so long is just the importance of trying to do things in a first-class manner. And if you look at, those things that we do off the field, I really think they make a difference on Friday night, and that's what we're trying to how we're trying to live.
Chapter 2 of this 6-chapter journey at home began Friday night, but now you got Salem to look at. You got to see some tape of his NE8 foe go up against Salem. For you, what do you see that really presents an issue for South Range this week, and what do you think that potentially could be an advantage for you guys?
I think they do a good job in the run game. I think they make it hard, to run the ball on them, which is if you're stopping the run and you're able to run the ball, I think that gives you a chance most weeks. I think they're pretty good on special teams. I think they're physical. They're scrappy. And they're obviously well coached, year in and year out. I think Coach Johnson and his staff do a great job of getting their guys to play hard and getting them prepared week to week. They're dynamic in terms of, how they attack teams. I think it's very fluid in that it changes. What we see in week 2 might be completely different than what Poland saw in week 1. And so we're trying to be prepared for as much as we can. As far as, keys to our success or things that I think we can take advantage of, I think for us it comes down to kind of the same things it always does. We're going to have to protect the football. We're going to have to play great special teams. And then we're going to have to run the ball and stop the run. And I think if you do those things more weeks than not, you're going to have a really good chance, late in the fourth quarter.
Last week we saw Tristan Toy's jersey get obliterated right off of his body. First off, what's the status of the number 12? And secondly, when you see stuff like that and you see a guy that come right back in and basically try to pick his own number, what does that say to you?
Yeah, he's one of those guys that you have to drag off the field. We're trying to sub him as much as we can, late in games to keep him out of harm's way, and he doesn't want to have any part of it. He works really hard, and he's worked really hard, throughout his life to give himself a chance to go play on Friday nights. And I know this program and this team is so special to him. 12 the players in a much better spot right now than 12 the uniform is, but hopefully we can get that thing back by Friday because as much as I liked him in 33, I've seen him make a lot of plays in number 12, and I'd like to see him in that. Seniors
were on full display on Friday night. It seemed like every senior that touched the ball did something special with it, even on defense. You're looking at some interceptions and some really big plays. This senior class has the potential to be very, very special. We've seen this before. We don't want to comp them, to 22, but there's a lot of similarities, I guess. How do you look at this senior class and try to differentiate them from classes before?
I think regardless of the results, moving forward or up to this point, they're already a special group. Because I'm so lucky to be able to see how they've grown, over the past 4 or more years, and I see the way they handle their business and interact with one another and interact with the community, and just some of the things that they do, that some of the intangible stuff that I think, is a result of great parenting and great community support and great support from the school. So they're already a special group. I think they understand there's some expectations and a certain standard. I also don't think that they focus on that a whole lot. I think they show up and they handle their business and they work hard, and it's interesting. I think a lot of teams are going to try to identify certain leaders, and we're fortunate that we have 20 plus leaders, and our seniors understand that this is their football program, and they're trying to leave a legacy, and at the same time they're trying to kind of show the ropes to the young guys that are coming up behind them and help them to develop. And but I couldn't be more proud of them, just the way they conduct themselves, the way they compete. They're fun to watch. They prepare really hard, and sometimes I'm more proud of how they prepare than I am watching them on Friday night, and I love watching them on Fridays.
Well, I know that it takes a village to raise a child, and obviously this community is big in the support. We see it here tonight. We see it every time you guys go out on a Friday night, no matter where you go. This being the Canfield Fair Week, you've got to sit side saddle sometimes to 4-H and some other organizations. How do you kind of juggle that and make sure that everybody gets to where they need to go?
Yeah, I think you have to be kind of fluid with the schedule, and you have to try to be understanding that, for a lot of our guys, this is a way of life. This is a way that they can make money, and that's important, And so we're trying to do, as far as scheduling goes, we're trying to do what's best for the most amount of them, and we're really lucky in that our kids that do have conflicts or scheduling conflicts, generally they're going to do the best they can to be there as much as possible. And and I also understand, just because I'm a local guy, I understand what the Canfield Fair means to our community, and so it's a different week, but our guys, our kids, our coaches do a great job of handling schedule changes and adapting wherever we need to.
One of the most interesting things, and I think we talked about already last week a little bit, but this is an off week from school. You as a teacher, they as students, a lot of your staff, is our teachers as well. For you guys to be off, are there advantages and disadvantages to that week? How do you kind of keep things disciplined and regimented?
Yeah, I think you try to find the advantages in it. For us, it's been nice that we're able to go. We're going to alter our practice schedule tomorrow and Thursday just to try to get out of some of the heat, right? And we wouldn't be able to do that if we were in school right now. And then you know, we were joking around. There was a couple of us coaches in there this morning at 9:30 or 10 in the morning, and we were saying, boy, I really like Fair Week. You know, it gives us a chance to kind of get the scouting report done ahead of time and try to work ahead as much as we can before Friday, because it seems like, every season and every week, the closer Friday comes, the more you feel like you have to get done and you're trying to cram. So anything we can do to work ahead is obviously a good thing.
All right, I know you can eat. I know that's not a problem for you. You can eat. You can, You can shovel. For you, when you go to the Canfield Fair, which I'm assuming you do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm giving you unlimited funds. Where are you stopping? What are you eating? What are you starting? Where are you ending?
Yeah, I'm a big steak hoagie guy and a big chocolate milkshake guy. So I usually, there was a time where I could go and I might have 5 or 6 milkshakes, in a day when I was a kid, Now I can't afford to do that. But, steak hoagies and chocolate shakes is kind of, I guess, a 2-trick pony.
I love it. Coach, thank you so much for the time.
Thank
Appreciate
you
as always.
Appreciate you.
David Rach, ladies and gentlemen,
Thank
right here. Back after this.